Hey y'all, I'm home. I probably have a new video because I had so much footage of the Bachelorette trip, so this is gonna have to be another clip, so y'all gonna have to just see this video's been started off in my bonnet. But today is Father's Day and I wanted to formally give you guys, because I did plan on having a Father's Day vlog, but unfortunately due to my flight being pushed back and delayed, I did not have a Father's Day vlog. But it's okay, because that does not mean that I cannot formally give a very happy Father's Day to my fiance. And like I felt so bad, you guys, because yesterday he had texted me while I was out of town and was like, hey, I was like, what you gonna be doing with the kids today? And he was like, I think I'm gonna take them to Whitewaters. And I was like, no, please don't take them to Whitewaters, just wait until tomorrow when I come back. And I was like, you already know last time we went, like, it's just better to have two eyes and not just one. Even though I know, and I was like, I told him, like, I know he's fully capable, which I know he's fully capable, but water just makes me so fucking nervous in general, you guys. And then of course I wanted to be with them, and you know, so he had agreed to wait until today. And then last night while I'm at dinner, we got the text about our flight being canceled and all the other stuff that y'all probably saw in the Bachelorette video. And yeah, I felt so bad because I initially planned on being back here at 12, so I had to break the news to him that I was gonna be back. And then it was just so much, and he had already made arrangements and invited a lot of people and their kids to Whitewater so it could be this big thing. So yeah, he had to cancel that. But I was like, well, if you go, I know you said you want to get a pool for the kids, so maybe we can just invite people over and then we can like cook or something and we can go get a pool. And he was like, okay babe, well, you know, just focus on the rest of your trip, don't worry about it, whatever. So I'm thinking like, okay, we'll probably, I don't know, I was just thinking we'll figure it out when I got back home. But then my flight got delayed by another hour. So initially I was supposed to arrive like 4, then it got pushed back and I was gonna arrive to 5. And y'all, I pulled up and it was all the cars in the driveway. And I'm like, who are all these people? And I saw my mom and she was like, oh, Jeremy had called me and asked me to make some macaroni for him because he's cooking out. He invited us to stay, but my mom's husband had asked for like a seafood bowl. So she was like, I'm doing that for him, but I still make the macaroni for Jeremy. And I just want to drop it off real quick, blah, blah, blah. And the kids were all outside playing with their bikes. And then he had invited, of course, my mother-in-law, his twin, my niece, and what is it, a niece-in-law? I'm just gonna say my niece, and some of his friends with their kids. And I literally could have cried because I just felt so bad. And I know it didn't really, you know, make him no never mind or anything like that, but I had been meaning to help him clean downstairs in our bottom patio area. It was some stuff I've been meaning to clean, y'all, for the longest time. And I noticed like he really cleaned everything. And so it's so funny, as soon as I pulled up, I'm talking to my mom in the driveway and I happened to look over at like our grass, and I was like, I said because I already knew what I was getting babe for his Father's Day gift, which is actually gonna be something done for the house. So he wasn't gonna get it today because it's gonna be something getting done for the house. I already had talked to my contractor and scheduled for him to come out here and do it. And but then I was like, well, damn, he did all this stuff and all this stuff happened. So I was like, you know what, maybe I'm gonna run to Home Depot real quick and go get a lawnmower, because I know he's trying to increase his business. Y'all know he's doing his pressure washing and he's been doing like landscaping, but he needs more equipment. Remember, I think I told y'all about this. If not, I probably edited it out. But anyways, y'all know he did his pressure washing and did landscaping, and he almost had like a bigger paid job with landscaping stuff, but he didn't have the right tool. And I remember like putting that in the back of my head, because he said he was gonna buy it, but I don't recall seeing him buy it. So when I saw the grass, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go bring all my stuff. Well, he brought my stuff in the house, but I was like, I'm gonna go tell everybody, hey, blah blah blah, and I'm gonna go right to the to Home Depot real quick and buy him a lawnmower so he can at least have a physical gift today. Y'all, I ran to the back because I was about to tell him I was about to head out. Literally as I'm talking, I'm like, babe, so the grass looks so bad. I was like, you really should get a lawnmower. Why did I look down and this Negro that bought a freaking lawnmower, y'all, today? I was like, what the hell? Then I knew the other thing that he had been planning on getting was a grill, and I turned around because his friend was on the grill, and I was like, oh, is this your grill, Willow? And he was like, no. And then Jeremy's like, oh yeah, I bought that today too. I'm like, what the world? And I was like, I had told him, I was like, babe, I'm gonna give you the money back for like how much it cost. And he was like, no babe, don't worry about it. And I'm just like, I don't know. Then he moved the chicken coop all the way over there. So tomorrow I'm gonna actually help him get some footage with some of the landscaping and stuff like that, to help him promote that for his business. And I'm probably gonna still go and get some more gadgets, because I know with landscaping there'll be a lot of gadgets that be going on with that. I think I'm gonna just try to get it out of him some kind of way. But he was super excited about what I had already initially planned to do for his Father's Day gift. And then I saw like the kids had all made him little cards and stuff. I saw was laying on the bed when I came in here. And then I was talking to him because we was talking about like our plans. Like we talk a lot about that, and I just love him so much. He's just like he was just talking to me about some stuff, and I just felt so happy. And then I ended up telling him like how Jiya needs a private because she got her back in spring, but I was like, she needs a private because she needs some more work for some of her tumbling stuff. And he was like, well, how much are privates? And I was like, oh, they're like $100 a private. And y'all, he gave me the $100. I was like, this is your Father's Day. Like, he was just like, babe, like you about to be my wife, and I want you to really feel like every bit of like having me take care of you, like in every way possible. Like, he's like, I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you. And I'm just like, I've in the past have been the type of person where like I don't know how to accept gifts, or I don't know how to accept people doing for me or taking care of me. Like I've had those alpha mannerisms for a very long time, and I don't know what parts of that I need to heal that with my therapist. But like subconsciously I was like, because I was like, let me go do the most tomorrow. But I really think he would appreciate me just being grateful for him doing these things for me, because he genuinely does not care for me to give him a gift, or care for me to go and pay him back, or spend twice as much as he spent, or do twice as much as he did. Like, so I'm trying to just accept it. And I was like, I gotta come on here, y'all, and just tell y'all. So the big thing that I can do, of course, is help him organize his business. He already has his new clothing that is about to be launched as well, so I'm super excited with them. I'm gonna help him with his marketing for that. And then of course this business, he loves it. He's been getting so much business, he's gotten so many referrals, and like God is so good. Like all of a sudden I just have been getting a lot of messages from realtors, like realtor groups and stuff that I'm a part of. Like, hey, does anybody have somebody who needs to do this? Or hey, does anybody have somebody who knows how to do that, as far as like landscaping and stuff like that? So I'm able to, be able to help him with that and just turn this into an empire. And I just can't wait to see this for him. And yeah, y'all, so I hope y'all had a great Father's Day. I did talk to my dad as well, and I talked to my brother. Of course, I talked to my mom's husband, and everybody had a great Father's Day today. So I hope y'all enjoyed y'all's Father's Day. Tomorrow is back to the grind. I have some closings this week. I have like a new under contract. I have some more clients for the $1 fundraiser. So I booked a collab with, shall I tell y'all? Yes, I'm gonna tell y'all, with Wayfair. And they are paying me not what I wanted. However, we did negotiate, and they were willing to gift. They told me they will allow me to choose somebody to win a Wayfair gift card. I don't know the amount yet. Of course, it's not going to be like, no, $20, because what can you do at Wayfair with that? But they are willing to do a gift card for that. So I think tomorrow we're going to confirm, because I did see them DM me. I need to see what that amount was that maybe they did already say it. I just was not opening up my messages. Oh my gosh, they want to do oh my gosh, this is nice. Thank you so much, Monday through Saturday. Okay, that's really nice. I don't know what the amount is, but I just wanted to let y'all know what the next $1 fundraiser gift is. As always, this is completely optional. No one is mandated, no one is obligated to participate in any fundraisers and anything on my platform. I am doing a dollar fundraiser to raise cheer funds for the girls' cheer season this year, and I'm doing many different fundraisers, but the one that I offer for you guys are the dollar fundraiser, because I just take the extra prizes and gifts. As a matter of fact, I do have like 3 packages here. I need to open them because I think another giveaway gift is here, because another company was sending me some stuff and I was like, I don't really need it, but I accepted it because I was like, I'm just gonna give it to y'all. And then I looked at my email while I was on a plane, and I had like 3 or 4 really nice offers, but they didn't want to pay. They just like, well, they were doing like a gifting thing, but I had to write them back, because sometimes when they do a gift, if you accept the gift, sometimes they have it where they want you to like at least tag them or show the product or whatever. So I'm just trying to figure out how they want, or some people, depending on if it's like a really high gift that they're giving for free, they want you to like make a post. But then I'm like, that's kind of like an unpaid collab at this point. So I'm still working those things out, but they were all beauty related. Most of those were all beauty related. But yes, so the last giveaway winner was the bed. She has chosen her bed. The company has mailed her bed. And all prizes are sent from the company unless I tell you guys otherwise, most of the company. So the gift card, I'm pretty sure they're going to be the ones to give you guys the gift card if you guys would like to enter. Now, they just gave me a timeline to complete the sponsorship with them. I'm just super grateful about it. So I'm going to work on getting that completed by Friday. And of course, once I post it, you guys will see the giveaway part, and then it's going to be for you guys who have participated in the $1 fundraiser. And I'm going to just randomly choose a number, or have somebody else randomly tell me a number, and do it that way. I appreciate you guys so very much. And also, make sure you give your dad a hug before I move on to the rest of this vlog. Make sure you give your dad a hug, and love on your dads. Love on your loved ones, because you just never know. Don't take anything for granted. Life is very precious. Life is too short to not value the people that matter. And like I said, I just wanted to make sure I came on here and gave Babe his kudos, because he held it down, baby, while I was gone. I was looking at them cameras, and you know, all I saw was the kids having a blast. The few times they FaceTime me, I try not to overdo it, because I know how I can. And I was really just trying. I had a great time on that Bachelorette trip. Like literally, I had a great time. Like, I wish I could go back again. I love Arizona.
Hey guys, good morning. I am leaving my appointment with great news. Y'all the first ones to hear it, but y'all won't be the first ones to hear it because this vlog gonna come out, I don't know when. But I'm leaving my dermatologist appointment. I told you guys, I don't know if it was in this vlog or another, I think it was in another vlog. I briefly spoke about it, that I had to come to the dermatologist to follow up on something important, and also look at my scalp to make sure everything was going okay. So I just left my appointment, and my scalp results were fine. So it wasn't nothing crazy, and there was a lot of new follicle growth, y'all. Looking crazy because I had to take my wig off and everything, and go over everything. But there was no craziness that came back within like the whatever they did. So that's really good. I will be giving you guys a follow-up of that spot whenever I go and get my hair washed and treated again, because I want to make sure it's maintaining the moisture. I have been trying something, and like I told you guys, I wanted to make sure that it was working before I shared it. And even if it didn't work, or I didn't notice great results or whatever, then I will still just tell you guys I didn't, and then go on to another option. But I'm happy that it came back great. And last but not least, you guys, I'm super excited because I am cancer free. So I had to actually come up here as an emergency appointment, because I was at another appointment last month, and they asked me about my mole that you guys have probably seen on my hand forever. And if you guys, like, let me say this in a different way. a few non-supporters actually used to try to terrorize me and message me like, oh, you need to look into this and this is that and this is that. But my God is good. And I always canceled all of those ill, even though it was like, oh, you need to look at that. I knew what the intention behind that was. Like, y'all or they probably wanted something to be there or wanted something to be wrong with me, because it wasn't like sent or said from a place of love. Like, you all know, like when things are said or sent in a place of love, and it was not that at all. But needless to say, I was at another appointment last month, and the doctor saw my thumb and she had questioned me about it, and then she told me that she had a similar spot before and it turned out to be precancerous, so she wanted me to immediately schedule an appointment. And I'm like, look, I didn't have this mole on my hand forever, and I had talked to my sister about it before. I also have tracked the mole growth over the years. I actually have a folder in my phone to see. And, all I just feel as though like the number one cause of spread for me personally, because there's different reasons why moles change over the years. One is aging. Two is excessive sun damage, or being under direct sunlight. And for me, y'all already know I had developed a severe sensitivity to my nails being done and all that. And so I just know, like, being under UV since I was in 8th grade, getting my nails done every 2 to 3 weeks since 8th grade with no breaks at all, ever, ever, ever. It possibly had something to do with it. And then also pregnancy. So those different things and life changes can create changes within your moles, but it never was problematic. It did just grow over the years. And from me being a child, it wasn't like tiny, but it was not that big. As y'all can see right now, y'all don't see the mole at all because we did have to do a biopsy, and my results are I am cancer free. So I'm super excited about that. And I was a little nervous at first. I cried about it a lot, but me and Jeremy prayed over it, and we just knew that God was going to cover me. And I just didn't want to talk about it at all. I need to call my dad because he was like, call me as soon as you're done. However, remember when I told y'all in the vlog that I brought it up, like I had told my dad about it because I went to his doctor's appointment, and I was just like telling my dad and my sister like what was going on with me health wise. Because I was like, let me just clue them in with this, because like this is my family. And my dad, he was extremely optimistic, and he was um like, babe, you just got your blood work done for your life insurance policy and they approved you. So I think you're fine, because they were checking you for cancer within your blood. And they don't give, unfortunately, new life insurance policy, especially the one that I got, the size that I got, the amount that I got. They don't give that if you have cancer in your blood. So that's what they're checking. Because I was like, oh, I thought they were checking me for like maybe HIV or something like that. I don't know. That's just the first thing that came to my mind. And he was like, no, they were checking you for cancer in your blood. So, he's like, I'm almost positive once you got approved, blah, 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 like you're good to go. So I really got like real excited during that time. Like, okay, well, it should probably possibly, because I'd rather be safe than sorry. I'd rather know for a fact what's going on with my body. Than not know it all. So I'm not going to complain, because this could have been like a point of like just remaining in fear. Because actually, I had in my notes for probably over a year, however often my notes would remind me of this. Is hey, hey, babe. Yeah, I did, and you were still a little sleepy. So I said I was gonna come right back or call you when I got there, but it went by fast because as soon as I got in there, they went over my results really quickly. She said everything came back cancer free. I love you. Yes, I thank God, babe. I'm on my way home. I know, babe. I'm like 9 minutes away from the house. I'm on my way back because Jori's appointment is at 10, and I need to come back and eat something and then get her hair fixed to take her. And then we can go to my listing to take those pictures. So we ain't gonna probably really be able to go until like 11, because I got Jori's appointment gonna be a while with the doctor. I said Jori's appointment is at 10. So we're probably not gonna be able to go to my listing until like, and well, that one thing, and then we just have some other things that we've been dealing with behind the scenes. It's also not bad as well. Just some things that's been brewing for these last few weeks. Because there's other parties involved. So we've had to like have a few conversations, and it's just a lot. We still have a few more conversations before we discuss it with you guys. But, you know, ultimately speaking, like, I know that God is real. Like, I genuinely know in my heart that God is real, and that even I was watching 2819. It wasn't a recent sermon. I think it was an older one, but I was like, I'm just gonna listen to it. And I just, it was a part of that. It was so beautiful. I saved this and I said, I think I'm gonna watch this every 2 weeks, like, or listen to this sermon every 2 weeks. It was so beautiful. And I was like, and it's so great because I was praying to him and crying out to him moments before watching this sermon. And after God talked to me, he reassured me again through the words of the pastor, because he was speaking so intentional. I feel like he was speaking directly to me about, you know, not thinking that everything that was sent or that comes into your life that's negative is from the devil, and speaking about, you know, the reasons why God does certain things and the reasons why God aligns things in certain ways that you may think are for harm or you may feel like it's to your detriment, but there's a grander picture that you just don't understand. And to trust into him. And then he also spoke about like your enemies. And not that I want to rejoice or be happy or be out here scoping for enemies to be trying to attack me or pray on my downfall or anything like that. But he spoke about, it was a portion about enemies and being under attack by your enemies. Because at the end of the day, when he prepares this table, he needs somebody else to be sitting on the opposite side, not just to boast or brag or say, haha, look here, enemies of what happened, blah, blah, blah. Nothing like that, because everything is of God, and God, that's not how God moves. It's just so other people can really see the act of God and the will of God. And it's so hard to pray for your enemies and pray for people who are intentionally trying to hurt you. But I'm in this season of my life where that's the option that I'm choosing. I'm no longer living in a place where all the people or all the entities who are really going overtime to try to hurt me, to speak against me, speak against my family, be ill and spiteful, even to my children, like, I am at a point where I have to still pray to God that they find him, because it's not too late. Like, it's never too late. As long as you still have breath in your body, you have the opportunity to genuinely find God. So when God brings those enemies into my life to try to keep me under attack and this, that, and the third, he's preparing that table because he needs them to please sit on the opposite end and see, when you saw all these things happening to her or him or whomever it is, not just me specifically, but this is for all y'all watching, when your enemies are watching all these things and praying your downfall, even if they're single-handedly, like, even if somebody comes to your house single-handedly and creates that trauma, like they rob you or they harm you or anything like that, God prepares that table because he needs them to be on the other side to see what the beauty of the aftermath looks like, so that maybe, just maybe, they can find God within that and say, wow, like, this is what happened and this is what's going on, and look at the outcome. There has to be a God out here, and I have to find it within myself to be better, to have that sense of godliness within my life, because who wouldn't or shouldn't want to have that sense of godliness in their life when they can see their enemies find such a beauty come from ashes? And if you don't think that way, or if it doesn't happen, that's still not to say that God isn't real. It just sometimes also, just like God has to fulfill the prophecies of the Bible. Me and Jeremy were talking last night after we showered, and he was like, God has to fulfill the prophecies of the Bible, and it speaks about that. often in the Bible. Jesus speaks about that often in the Bible, that those prophecies have to be fulfilled. And some people were created, God put them there to fulfill those prophecies. So there's already a sense of evilness in them, and that's just how it is. And I can only thank God that He didn't put me here for those things. And I am still saved, and I have that opportunity and that chance. It's still a lot deeper, because it's like, okay, just like even Judas, when he turned on Jesus, it's like he was put here to fulfill that prophecy. Only that sense of evilness was within him to fulfill that prophecy. So it's like, okay, well, if you're looking at your life like, damn, like I do so much evil stuff. Why do I got so much evil in my heart? Like, why am I so bitter towards people? Why am I so jealous towards people? Why am I so angry towards people? Why did my trauma that I endured in my life make me have such a hardened heart where I can't see the good in people? Why do I prey on people's downfall? Why do I feel a sense of happiness? Why do I intentionally seek to see other people hurting? Why do I intentionally find joy in speaking on kids or harming kids? You know, the things that the P words do to minors. Like, why do I feel joy in taking from other people things that don't belong to me? Why do I feel joy and, like gossiping about other people and laughing and, all of those different things? Like, why do I feel such joy? Why do I trick myself into thinking that this is of God? Like, you have to ask yourself, why do I get this sense of relief? Like, I'm not pleased within my life unless I've done an evil act throughout that day. And the only thing that I can tell you is you have to have a conversation with God. God says, come to me as you are. It was not an excuse for you to just come dressed as you wanted to in the church because God sees your heart or knows your heart. That was not what that portion of the Bible meant. It meant, come to me as you are in this very moment, with all the evil thoughts you have, with all the adversity you have, with all the doubt you have, the non-belief you have, with all the weariness you have. Come to me as you are. Open your arms up to receive me, and I will be there. So there's an option for everybody in this lifetime to have God in their lives, and it's just a choice if you're going to receive it. And I hope that you guys do, because I'm still, like I said, this journey has not been easy. It's an ongoing process. And, it's every day that you have to wake up and intentionally choose. Hey, y'all, I'm running out of storage, so I ain't going to be able to talk too long, but we just made it to Home Depot. We coming in here to get some stuff for our deck. And that's pretty much it, y'all. So just stay tuned. We got some more Postells on Acre content coming soon. We had not took a break, but we just had so much stuff to do. Actually, we're gonna be going home to film a video because we're finally gonna be announcing our exciting news. So stay tuned for that video. By the time you're watching this, the video is already out. So just go ahead on over there to Postells on Acres and check that out. And we are what are we looking for? I forgot. The screen and the
Thanks for the floor.
Okay, the floor panels is that way, and flooring. You think we need to get something for the bugs while we in here? So babe wants a hot tub, and now I'm over here trying to find. I wish I could have found my cord. I guess let's just look when we get back to the house before I spend money getting another one. The little cord that I bought, the 100-foot cord for outdoors. There go flooring. So it's over here in this little area. Okay, y'all, ain't nothing going on up in here. I just wanted to come and let y'all know. Plus, I'm about to run out of storage. I gotta edit some stuff out. There we go, right there. That's why I said we gotta have. I really feel like it's this.
Yeah, that's it.
Y'all, when I tell y'all got me crying. I'm literally reading my comments. My vlog just went out today when the kids were learning. And it's funny because they haven't learned. No, they did one more day of learning the day after that. And then they had like they had a blast pretty much the rest of the week because they all completed their work. It's just funny.
It's funny as hell because I'm reading the comments at the same time that it's a work day today. So I'm like listening to my mom with them at the somebody commented and said, Grandma said, if Johnny, my mama's so strict with them. She was never strict with me. But then again, yes, baby. Is Grandma down with you? Because I don't need her to be yelling at you and then getting on me. My mama, like my daddy was the strict one. I literally wish I had a camera in my house when I was learning growing up. Like I wish I had a camera in my house. My dad did not play at all, but it usually was just my brother who used to really get in trouble because me and my sister, to be honest, like we always learning just came naturally to us. And I wasn't a sensitive learner. My sister wasn't a sensitive learner. My brother was a sensitive learner. He whined and cried about everything. Sorry, bro, if you're watching this, which I know he not, but he wouldn't care anyway. But yeah, he used to cry about everything. He hated learning. He just didn't like schoolwork. He just like, I'd rather be playing my game. So it's just like, what the he be sitting there, my daddy just be getting like, and my mom was just so lenient. My mom was so lenient, carefree. She would be playing with us, so she her cussing him out. Yeah, this is so funny to me. I didn't FaceTime my sister. Well, my Jiya FaceTime my sister earlier. She heard my mama. I need to FaceTime my damn daddy. I said, because my mama, she was the one growing up. Like my daddy was like my mama, and my mama will be playing with us. So it's funny. She in there the whole district. Like my daddy will be teaching us, and he'll be stern as hell, like how my mama doing now, and my mama be playing. And she just getting on, she getting on. And somebody in the comments talking about because when I was editing, I didn't even realize how loud she was until I was editing. I was like, damn, she cussing everybody out in the back. And somebody commented to myself, dang, grandma in the back. If Johnny has 3 hours, she cussing the damn thing up. Yo, this is so funny to me. Y'all comments is making it funnier because it's like she out there doing it. Like I said, she said I get to be my true self. Yo, this is funny as crap to me. I just wish you would have seen my mama as a kid. I'm back. It ain't been 2 seconds. I love talking to y'all. When I tell you this is still so funny to me, this is so funny to me. But you know what? I love it. I love it because it takes a village to raise a kid. So having me teach, they're all gonna take a test today, later on today. Because we need to make sure they all master. Everybody going out of pre-K, so pre-K work. I'm being a car back. Pre-K work and not. Oh, this is. Oh, what's this? Oh, this from a company that sent me this. Let me see. Oh, this is perfect timing.
Oh.
This will see if they paying me or not. It's for them for learning. Okay, y'all just got finished filming our big, exciting, and I don't even feel like I need to edit. I'm about to just let that clip run on through, and that'll be the end of that. But y'all, I gotta go. I gotta go pick up my bridesmaids trays. I have not eaten anything at all, so I'm gonna grab something to eat. Probably on that side of town because, yeah, definitely on that side of town. And let me go print off. I gotta ship a hair order off. It'd be so cute when y'all be messaging me like, "Oh my gosh, are you still doing that?" And I'm like, "Oh shoot, what did that? Oh shoot, y'all, I done left the damn basket out here. I left the basket out here. I totally forgot. We had went and um harvested some of this stuff. Oh, man,
What?
Look what happened. Look what happened. Oh, it died.
What that?
The basil. Because we left it in the direct sun. It just got cool.
That's crazy when you cut it from the vine and like how I do. Yeah, I gotta have them get these stuff up because these vines.
Oh, this smells so freaking good. We got our cayenne peppers. Our basil. So, do I got to prune? No, it's over with. Oh, you know, we can give it to the chickens.
Yeah.
When you get a chance, walk it down there to the chickens. I'll take the rest of the stuff inside. All right.
Go, mommy. Come on.
Oh, I'm so sad. We just pruned them. Come on, Draco. Y'all, I'm about to cry. I was like, I'm about to make a nice little basil pesto. I mean, I can go back out to the garden. I gotta take some of the plants back, and then take them to Home Depot. But damn, we literally just pruned it, and those are like the better leaves. Like I got all the best ones. So I just pruned that basil. No, y'all ain't have no picnic.
Mom, I
Come on,
know
baby.
it's so hard.
How you spell car? Place. Good job, Mama Sita. You know where I got that from? Watching too much TV. Draco, go into place. He didn't mean to. We got a jalapeno pepper, and it smells so freaking good. And then we got some cayenne pepper. So I'm gonna dehydrate these and then make actual cayenne seasoning. Calm down. There's no picnic going on. Y'all doing work. Go finish and make sure you should be happy. Say thank you. Because some people don't have parents and grandparents who even practice them with them. Then when school start back around, they're gonna be having amnesia. When you start school, you're gonna be amnesia, which means you're gonna have lost your memory and your mind. It means you're being forgetful of your work, like how y'all being right now with all this outside working. So this is it. Go this way. Thank you. Jiya, please don't flip. I'm not gonna ask you again. Hey y'all. I am outside of their practice. Um, it's a real quick day, so I only really have a few more minutes. I probably won't go in there the last. No, I'm going there because Jori, she's been cutting up y'all with her tumbling. This is exactly part of the reason why, like, it's frustrating with novice level teams or tiny novice rather, because the only tumbling skill you use the entire season is a cartwheel. Even if you got 10 of the skills throughout the season, you only could use a cartwheel. Let me multitask because I am uploading, I'm multitasking, y'all. I'm trying to watch the DD trial updates, looking at some Instagram reels, and edit a vlog while still going through my email. And now I'm talking to y'all, adding more stuff to the mix. But yeah, so since she can only use that skill in her routine, like Jori got complacent and literally has lost her back walkover, and I am blowed. So I know she still has time because this whole season, like she has an entire seat. Oh, I guess I can't edit because y'all are on the camera. So I'm gonna have to cut y'all off real quick and import this footage for the tiny home. But yeah, so since she is not using her skills, yeah, she's still in the back walkover tumbling class, but oh, my baby had lost her back walkover, so hopefully she gets it back. Well, I know she's gonna get it back. It's just a matter of when at this point. Jeremy paid for Jiya to have a private, so she's gonna do a private because I was like she needs one, but I don't pay no private at this point because I told you guys until August we are paying triple the amount that we pay monthly because all the extra fees are added every single month. Speaking of, I need to go in there and log in. Speaking of, also, thank you, because I transferred the money out of my Cash App. My money stays in my Cash App. I transfer all the dollars out of my Cash App to contribute towards this month's cheer fees, and I want to thank you guys because y'all have contributed to that, and I'm just so grateful for that because, you know, I'm just always grateful. Anybody who helps me in any regard, regardless if it's my kids, myself, anything, I'm always gonna be grateful. So I wanted to say that. Next thing, and I may edit this out, it may stay, it just depends on how I feel while I'm editing the vlog. Why do y'all keep asking me if I'm pregnant? It's pissing me off. Why do y'all keep asking me that? We have already went over this several times. Say it with me. I have 3 kids. Say it again. I have 3 kids. I have 3 kids. 2 of which are twins. Like, I had to like make a little comment under my thing, and I hate to have to get nasty, but I'm like, damn, I'm posting pictures looking fine as F, and people are like, oh, she's probably drinking water and not real alcohol. Trust and believe me, I wouldn't do something so stupid and make it like that's crazy. Like, for one, I'm celibate anyway, so there's no possibility, and for 2, I have 3 kids. I have diastasis recti. So when I'm eating good, especially when I'm eating good and I'm bloated or I haven't pooped, like my stomach will bulge out. So whatever picture or whatever day, some days it's going to look flat as I don't know what. Other moments, like I said, if I have to poop or if I just ate so much food. But stop asking that. There's no secrets. We will not be trying. Why would I ever try to sabotage my own wedding? Getting pregnant will be sabotaging my own wedding. I'm trying to look like amazing in my wedding dress. I would never get pregnant because I don't know if I'm gonna end up with, well, one, I don't want to be pregnant walking down the aisle, for one. No, no shade or whatever to anybody who's been pregnant walking down the aisle, but me personally, I want to enjoy it. I 100% want to try the night of my pregnancy, the night of my wedding, to get pregnant with our last child, God willing, if that's what he sees fit for our life. But as of now, I'm not getting pregnant. I'm not even sexually active to get pregnant. I have 3 kids. So that's why I need to get back in the gym so y'all can stop damn asking me that. Some things are just kind of unavoidable because, like I said, I have diastasis recti. So when I'm really bloated, it's only but so much I can do. It's only but, and I don't try to hide anything. I'm not going to go get surgery. I contemplated it once or twice. Jeremy was like, hell no, you're not doing it. Like, there's no chance in hell I'm going to let you do that. Not because he's against, well, he kind of is because he didn't want me to get my boobs done either. But I was like strong arming him because it wasn't going to, every surgery is a risk. But most of the doctors who gave me a quote or looked at my diastasis recti, most of them, almost all of them said it would be too much of a risk and they didn't want to do it. It was only one doctor in Chicago who said that they could definitely do it. And he's like, oh, hell no. So why that one doctor saying yes and everybody else saying no, you're too petite? So it just comes down to that. And it's a body I have to live with for the rest of my life. So if you see me in the street, like if you see me in the pictures, if you see me in a video with the pudge at any given moment, unless I'm actually pregnant. Now, after our wedding, and you start seeing stuff, but it don't need to look like it look now. It need to look more obvious. Then maybe you can start trying to speculate. But don't speculate about no pregnancies until after the wedding, because we won't be trying for anybody until after the wedding. More likely than not, if you find a woman with diastasis recti with a flat belly, please send her my way so I can ask her what is she doing, because I need her ASAP. But right now, I'm not her. Anyways, with that being said, I'm going to talk to y'all later because the news is finally out that the girls are going to be homeschooled. Yes, y'all, I've been telling y'all for months now that we had a big family surprise. I'm super excited. It was super positive, and we finally revealed it on Postells on Acres. And yes, the girls are going to be homeschooled. So when everybody was messaging me a couple of weeks ago when I posted the girls grades, and they're like, oh my gosh, you left the teacher's name, oh my gosh, the student IDs. Now some of y'all meant well, and I was just
No, I don't think I think I paid to one person, but she always messaged me, so I just feel like, you know, she was okay. But I think I didn't even say they're gonna be homeschooled. I just said they're not going there no more. But yeah, the girls aren't going there anymore, so I was real careless, and that's why when I never posted the official gifted letter. Y'all, look at my baby. She's sleeping back there, so cute. Yeah, I had to throw my wig and my hat on, y'all. Y'all already know the vibes. You already know the vibes. Anyway, that's the only downfall of wearing these glueless wigs is, baby, when I'm in this house, I'm snatching my wig off. I don't know about you guys. But anyways, the last clip kind of ended abruptly because I had ran out of my storage or whatever. And this was actually days later from the time that I filmed this, because the school that they were attending already knew that they were not going to be returning when we made that decision last year. We formally told their school at the beginning of this year in January, but we were pretty much certain at the end of last semester around November, December. Me and Jeremy had been talking about it. We were seeing how like their school year was going, and I've mentioned this a lot on this, like whenever we kind of talk about their school, is most people don't know, like how there's typically like 4 or 5 teachers per grade level. Like unless you have like an older like age child who went to that school and they had one teacher, and then like you have another age child younger that comes in, and you can kind of compare that way. But for us to have twins that go into a school program at the exact same time and be able to see a vast difference of the curriculum per classroom was a huge red flag for us to begin with. I personally complained a lot about that, and it's no secret. The curriculum that Jiya's class had was completely different from the curriculum that Journie had, and my baby had to work twice as hard with matriculating through kindergarten with her class, but also us trying to ensure that she remained on the same level as Jiya. So we had to like for instance, Journie's class never got a vocabulary word the entire year. They never got a vocabulary test. They never had any of that. So when Jiya's class started doing it, at first we were waiting to see like maybe Journie's class will be like starting next week or the week after that, and they never did. So we were like, oh my gosh, we can notice a difference, like when they were texting, when they were writing, when they were doing, like texting me specifically, like I can notice a difference, and I didn't like that. So we had to start giving Journie all of Jiya's vocab words and manually teaching her at home, and we had to then work overtime. Y'all already know I'm a very active parent when it comes to education, so we were already doing work at home even outside of their like homework. But I noticed that we had to like do overdrive and overtime working with Journie because of the curriculum difference. And all teachers are able to have like their own lesson plans, but imagine us not having twins at the same time, knowing like there's such a huge difference. And as a parent, you just innocently think. Another thing, like during graduation, like we had been decided by this point, but when our girls went through their graduation, all the parents were chattering, like, and the school that they were at was a really, really good school. So I can only imagine what school was like, which I did talk to other parents, like the cheer mom parents, like about their school experiences or whatever. But at the graduation, we were able to really see like differences between like when Jori did like their pre-K ceremony, like there were 2 pre-K classes, and you were able to see like one pre-K class presented their little thing, and then the other pre-K class, and you can kind of see the difference. It was a big difference with what one body of students was doing versus the other. And some parents were like, well, why my kids weren't doing that? Why my kids wasn't doing it? And then like when the kindergarten students were getting their awards, you can tell like which classroom had like the higher level of like principal scholars compared to like just AB scholars. And like all those things were differences education wise when it came to that. So at the beginning of the year, like as school was going on, I kind of was thinking about like homeschool because, you know, I just didn't like that. And I just felt like, you know, I don't want this to continue to go on. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of was afraid because I knew, like, as you guys hear me talk about so often, like, I'm very hard on the girls when it comes to like education because my dad was hard on me, and I don't shy away from that. And I wanted to ensure like the girls were getting the same opportunities that I got because I wasn't gifted from elementary on up. So I was like, I don't want them to be homeschooled because then they're not going to have the opportunity to be gifted and be advanced and things like that. But I was naive and I was not knowledgeable about what homeschool looked like. So I just continued to think about it, keep it in the back of my mind, kind of talk about it a little bit with Jeremy, and just like, let's just see how things go on. Because from the very beginning of the year, I had already reached out to all of their teachers, even Jori's, and told them like, hey, my girls need to all be gifted, so y'all need to call me, beat me, page me, text me, email me, whatever you need to do if my child starts to veer off. The difference is Journie's teacher always was like, oh, Journie's top of the class, Journie's doing great, Journie's this, Journie's that. But when the school system administers tests, they're giving one test to all the kids. And when the curriculum that's been taught is like surface level, then when they take the test that everybody gets, then although they may have a high result for the class that they're in compared to the rest of the kids, it may be a little bit less. So to get into gifted, you have to test into the 90th percentile, and Journey had tested into the 88th percentile, which is still great, which is a really good number. And let me be very clear, because someone did comment on Postell's on Acres and asked like, oh, are we homeschooling them because Journey didn't get into gifted? Well, Journey did not get into gifted. Journey was recommended for gifted by her teacher, but based off the curriculum standards at their school, the gifted teacher did not put her on the gifted list, which means she would have to take a test into that. However, we already knew they weren't returning. We knew they weren't returning. So it was still important for us to get them into gifted because it would be less work for us to get them into gifted into homeschool. By the time we finally decided that they were going to do homeschool, I had already did research and found out that there are gifted programs a part of different homeschools. So we're not doing homeschool where like we teach them. I know a lot of people were asking, and I told y'all I was gonna make a video on my own channel to kind of like get into it a little bit more. But yeah, so it's not like we're doing like their curriculum. We're still gonna do learning and stuff because that's the standard, period. As a parent, I believe I should be involved and invested in their education, but they will have a homeschool teacher. They are a part of a homeschool program. So the final nail that kind of broke the what is it? Y'all know I don't be knowing the sayings. The nail that broke the camel's back. Is that the saying, y'all? Help me out. But anyway, so I won't say it wrong no more. Anyways, when our dear country celebrated the inauguration of our current president, I went into extreme anxiety, and as a parent, I was having really bad breakdowns dropping the girls off at school. The protocol for school systems is not the same protocol when I was growing up. There are so many different dangerous things coming into our school systems. You already know there are so many different rules and regulations for these schools now, as a lot of you guys know, from the way you have to drop your kid off in the morning to the way you have to pick them up. So the rules and regulations around while they're there, it is like very strict. And they're also in schools where like at this school and at their particular school, like it's a no phone zone. Like none of the kids from kindergarten to 5th grade can even have a phone or an Apple Watch. And it sends chills down my body to think or wonder, like if something were to happen and I would not be able to have access to my children, or you know, just all these different things, like if they try to raid the school for whatever reason, if just anything happened. Once he was elected, like y'all know during that time, like I've told y'all, like I can't remember, I came on here and I was telling y'all, venting to y'all, like y'all, I'm starting to be real anxious, like I gotta unfollow all these different platforms. It's like so negative. It was super negative to me and it was so draining, and I was just like, I don't want to feel like I don't have access to my children when I drop them off for this long period of time. And then I unfollowed all the social media platforms. You know, luckily, like, I can't text their teachers all day, but we have like these little apps where you can like communicate and see certain things. But the biggest thing for me was prayer. Like, prayer, like, as I pulled up to the school, like, I prayed probably 10 minutes driving them into the school, walking them into the school. There was never a day I didn't walk them into the school. I prayed while they walked down the halls and when they left. Unless I was like really in a hurry to get back home or I had something to talk to y'all about really quickly, I would always sit outside for like 30 to 45 minutes praying over the building, praying over the safety of everything, everybody, and especially my little ones. I didn't like the way that made me feel. I just felt like I'm sending my kids off every day to unsafe building with anything can go wrong. I just didn't know. And during this time I fasted and I prayed to God and I talked to God and I started to like think about homeschool. So when I was thinking about the educational aspect and then of course panicking and freaking out about all the anxiety I was enduring, and I was like, there's a much better way that my girls can learn. Like, this doesn't have to be the only option. And during my fasting, like, I told God, I was like, God, please, like, if this is something that can be done, let me know, because I'm a little nervous. I don't want to stifle my girls' ability to thrive and excel and be in the top percentage of their classes, graduating, have relationships, miss out on opportunities. I don't want that to happen to the parent, but there's also real life happening, and I got to make real adult decisions with, of course, their dad about what their life looks like, what our life looks like. I talked to the girls about it. Everyone was completely open to it. I kind of explained how it will work, and my girls are very active with cheerleading, so they're not missing out. Like, their closest friendships are through cheerleading. Those are the girls they talk to, and those are the parents who I'm the most comfortable with because I know them personally, because I'm with them all the time. So they were okay with it. And after fasting at the beginning of the year, like, as soon as it was over, like towards the end of it, I got like a huge sign from God, like that's what he wanted me to do. And I reached out to 2 people who I knew who were actively homeschooling. One had a daughter in middle school and one in pre-K. I think one in elementary as well. One had a daughter in middle school. She went through the entire elementary, and she had a daughter in middle school that asked to actually be homeschooled because she didn't like physically going to school. And I talked to both of them. They both actually were doing the same homeschool program. So I looked into that program first, and then of course I went down a rabbit hole. I looked up all these other programs, and I was like, wow, look at all these opportunities out here. I saw dual like opportunities for homeschool kids. I saw so many different opportunities. And then I saw a homeschool in Georgia that's one of the top homeschool programs that has a gifted track. And the way to get into that is either you have a recommendation letter from your school. So when I posted Jiya's yellow paper, I already had got a recommendation letter for the gifted program that I'm talking about from her school for her. So although I didn't post that letter, I didn't feel like I needed to, because why? Like, I knew what I was talking about, but also I was just, oh, Harry Potter, you scared the hell out of me. But yeah, so I was just really, really happy that she got that. And Journie got a recommendation letter from her teacher, but not from the actual gifted advisor. So she does have to take a test. If she does not test into gifted, it is not the end of the world, you guys. I'm okay, and I want to make sure that I emphasize that so much, because although my expectations of my children are high, although I'm going to continue to tell them that I need them to be getting straight A's, I'm perfectly okay with having a child that gets a B. It is not the end of the world. However, I don't want them to ever feel as though like they need to be comfortable with anything that they do, and that's just not with learning. That's what everything that my daughters do. I'm gonna push them until I can't push them anymore, in a healthy way, because you know there are some parents who are just like berserk and their kids are now stressed and got anxiety doing things. No, we're not doing that, because I'm gonna still hug you and love you and pour into you, but simple mistakes are not accepted. Making simple mistakes are definitely not accepted in this house. And you know, not prioritizing this because it's not fun is also not accepted. You got to work for what you want in life, and that's with everything. So with that being said, the girls are going to be homeschooled, and I am really comfortable with this decision. It's not permanent. Like, hypothetically, if we do homeschool the first month and we're like, wow, we hate this, which I highly doubt, then we're going to put them back in school. Will we put them back in the same school? Most likely not. We'll either probably we would just try a different school, most likely. Halfway throughout, well, I think actually at the beginning of the year, the girls all got into one of the top charter schools in Georgia, but I didn't want to take them out their school and put them in that school. And then also I was kind of at a point where like it was going to be obvious what school they were going to, because that school wears there's like everything you wear and got the school letters and logos and this, and I was like, oh hell no, I got too many trolls, the last thing I need. However, then I also realized no matter what my girls do, no matter what I do, there are people who are looking and gun-ho on trying to know what we're doing. Like, I'm pretty sure as soon as the school year starts, somebody's going to be contacting every gifted program in America saying, hey, I'm the parent of blah, blah, blah. And that's exactly why I always got to be playing chess and not checkers and protect my kids in advance. Just like even with their cheer program, like I wasn't going to hide their like cheer uniforms, and because it was going to be too much. Like, I want them to live as normal as possible, with us also being like responsible with the fact that they, have an internet presence, and educate them. And that's also very important. That brings me to one of the most important, that's equally as important as the safety of them at school, with the country, their education, but also the fact that they're so young and so impressionable, and we need as much time with them to prepare them for what's to come, being that they grew up on the internet. Prepare them and really teach them and take this opportunity to ensure they know pretty much how to maneuver in the school system and be cognizant of different people and persons. Because even Journey, she had a subscriber in her class. The first day the mom came up to me, great sweet lady, never had an issue with her. She was always pleasant. We always spoke. Nothing negative to say. But she could be a troll on the internet. I don't know. Do I think so? No. But I don't know. And there were plenty of people who spoke or, recognized. And people would be respectful and just kind of like keep it cute. But that's not to say that's always going to be the case. Because we do know that there are trolls and there are people. And the last thing I need is for my daughters not to be prepared. They're so young right now, and they're still asking questions when people come up to us and speak to us at sometimes we go out and no one says a thing. Sometimes we go out and like every 2 minutes people can't stop speaking. People know them by their name, and we're still working with them and teaching them how to maneuver with that, because we want them to be normal as possible, but they have a presence, and that's okay. I'm so happy that we made this decision, because now we can kind of, for the most part, breathe when it comes to that. I don't have to have anxiety, worried about, and especially like even the stuff that's going on right now in the news. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I'm just getting so anxious thinking about if they had to go to school during all this stuff. Like I would be thinking every day, like what the hell's going on? The opportunities that comes with being a homeschool student. We really looked into that a lot. Like the school that is our number one choice, because I've been in contact with both programs. I think I know which one I'm going to go with, the gifted one. But great program. But it's an excellent program, you guys. I probably won't share it. I got to think about it. To be honest, I just move with prayer now. I kind of just got to pray over things and not just be so quick to whatever. But like I said, I also have to make sure my ducks are in a row before I share anything. So if I ever share anything, if I ever do anything, know my ducks are in a row for that. So when I posted the girls' report cards, we already knew that we were done with that chapter, and it really didn't matter. I still kind of blurred out certain things because it was like, but we already knew we were done with that chapter. But the girls' school already had safety plan in place for the girls, because they had to put a safety plan in place when they were in pre-K, because remember, somebody contacted the girls pre-K and was doing all this crazy stuff there. So we already had put a safety plan in place at their school with all of their teachers and with the administration and the front office. We put a safety plan in place. So now, I mean, I don't know what you could really do with a homeschool program. I don't know, but it wouldn't put nothing past me. It just really genuinely wouldn't, because I know people stop at nothing instead of being happy and like commending this bold move and chapter. And if people don't like it, they don't respect it, because I'm not gonna lie, I remember when I was in school and I met a child and they were like, and I was like, oh, what school you went to before you got here? And they're like, oh, I was homeschool. And I was like, why would you do that? Like, I was like, what? Like, that's boring. Like, why would you do that? Like, I loved school growing up, and that's why I made sure to talk to the girls so much about it, because I personally, I would have never wanted to do homeschool. So I wanted to make sure the girls understood. And if, like I said, if they go back sooner than we want them to go back, because right now the plan is for them to continue homeschool all the way through elementary. We're open to when Journey and Jiya start 6th grade to start asking, like, are they okay to go back to school? But 100% we want them to go for high school. And if they don't end up, and that's because, you know, even during high school, if you're zoned for a particular school, you can still cheer or do this or be a part of this club and just all those types of things. But I want them to have that experience. And then they can possibly still do a dual enrollment, because they're able to start a dual enrollment in middle school while they're in homeschool program. This homeschool program allows them to do a dual program starting in middle school. And like, I'm just really excited about this for them. But like I said, we talked to them. Jori is like, baby, sign me up. She's the first one that was like, yes, please, mommy. Every day from the time we told her was she going to be homeschooled, she was like, am I going to be homeschooled today? Like, am I going to be homeschooled today? Jiya is really excited about homeschool. Because this just gives them more opportunity for us to not have to be on such a tight, like, we got to answer to the school about certain things. We just have more flexibility and more control of our own freedoms. And especially right now, we don't know what's going on. Like, by the time it's time for them to go back to school, hopefully the world, especially America specifically, will have, you know, started to get itself back together. Because right now, I don't know what the heck to think. Journey, she just was like, oh, I'm gonna miss my friend. Y'all know she's the most friendly one out of all of them. So she was like, oh, I'm gonna miss my friends. For the most 99.9% of the time, she kept saying like, yeah, of course I want to do homeschool. And then 1% she'll be like, no, I don't want to do homeschool. I'm gonna miss my friends too much. But by the last day of school, I asked her again. I was like, well, baby, how you feel about doing homeschool? And she was like, yeah, she want to do homeschool. So like I said, we're gonna try it. We're gonna go full in. The tiny home, they end up asking, oh, could the tiny home be our school? And we were like, yeah. So we're gonna set up a little school thing. Homeschool, the way this program works is, like I said, a lot of people don't know about homeschool. So I know this is already a 23-minute clip, so I won't keep talking to y'all, but give me 2 more minutes and then we'll talk about homeschool a little bit later, because to be honest, I don't want to talk about it no more. But because I know people gonna have questions like, oh, well, do they sit at a desk the whole day, or does this or does that? There's so many different options or opportunities. Maybe I should go live and maybe ask the other parents who do homeschool if they want to talk about it, because and some people have reached out to me. Some people are their kids' teachers, and that is great. I personally couldn't be their dedicated teacher because I work too much. It's just impossible. Like, there's just no way I could be a dedicated teacher, and as much as I'm working and I'm busy, no. So we need a professional teacher to teach them, and then we'll pick up with anything extra. But I'll do another video. They will be able to homeschool from wherever. We can go on a family vacation in New York and they'll still be able to do homeschool. They're not confined to any time restrictions or this, that, and the third. They just have their curriculum, and they'll have a teacher to advise and be the overhead. But anyways, you guys, I just wanted to come back and let you guys know the main reasons why we decided to homeschool. Hopefully this clears stuff up, because like I said in the tiny home video on Postell on Acres, I woke up and I was completely confused while people were like laughing or thinking like it was a joke about homeschool. I was like, who laughs about stuff like that? That's so immature and ignorant to me. And yeah, so with that being said, hopefully our journey can educate you guys or enlighten you guys and give you guys also, we're not trying to, this is the thing also before we go, how I raise my kids, the choices I make for my kids, anything I do for my kids, I'm not trying to put my beliefs on y'all. So the only thing I ask is, if you don't know something or you're not understanding about other people and the decisions they make for their kids, as long as somebody's not trying to detour you of how to be a parent or convince you that this way is the best way and you're not a good parent if you're not doing it this way, we good. If you think that homeschool is a whack idea and you would never do this for your kid and you have your reasons as to why, your reasons could be very well valid for you, and that is okay. We should be able to exist or coexist in a society where people are allowed. Like, we're not in a black and white system. We're not in a communist economy where there is a benevolent dictatorship telling us how and what and when and where about every little thing. It seems like we're moving into something like that eventually, but we all have our own infinite amount of legal freedoms to raise and make choices, and we also have a duty to respect others' choices and decisions. So if you don't agree with homeschool, that is okay. I'm not telling anyone who's watching this, y'all better homeschool y'all kids, I know best. I'm not at all, because I don't care what anybody does with their kids. My cheer friend moms, not one time have I said, oh, y'all better get on board and do what I'm doing. No, nobody, because I could care less. I really could care less. Like, however you raise your kid, we all got the same goal. It's for our kids to be educated. Well, no, my number one goal is for my kids to be God-fearing, good-hearted people with a moral compass and, you know, values instilled in them, and just be good people at their core. That's my number one priority for them. And after that, I need them to be well-rounded individuals who have had opportunities. And who knows, like, after we get married and we're done, like, saving all of our money up, we may go and do like we may go live abroad for like 2 months. Like, me and Jeremy have thought about so many different things, and these are great opportunities. We just may do a lot of different things that we talked about, that's gonna work for our family. But I'm not on here saying, y'all, be me, do me, I'm the best mama, I make the best decisions, y'all should be doing this and get on board. I'm not doing that. So I'm just asking y'all respectfully to respect that. I'm just sharing with y'all what I've already decided to do. That's it, period. So if there's questions, then I'm more than happy to answer. But just like I said, you can ask them in this video if there's any questions directly related to this. But we are going to, or more me specifically, probably will get a little bit more in detail as the school year kind of approaches, because we will do like reels and like little videos. Of course, I'll still be vlogging and share like what's going on, like the setup. I am like going to order more school materials and stuff like that, so I'll share what that whole process looks like so people can just, you know, just see it. And that's it, y'all. That's all. I love y'all. And once again, I appreciate you guys. If I don't say it enough, I genuinely appreciate you guys. I have had so many conversations today that I don't even know, like, I'm just like, you know, I've had so many people reaching out to me to pour into me, and I'm receiving it and letting my cup fill up with all of that love, and I'm just receiving all of the well wishes and positivity, like, because it just means so much to me. And yeah, I know that's kind of like sidebar, but I just wanted to throw that out there just in case any of those people were watching right now. But let me go ahead and go, y'all. It's been 30 minutes. I will see y'all later.